What's up, guys? Welcome to week number 2 of full body training. This is my work from last week. What you'll be seeing here first is a 5x5 of squats this week at 350. These all moved really well. Was able to keep very nice and locked in. Was having very minimal amount of shifting from left to right. And the prep work I did on the shoulder definitely made a big difference. So you'll see that I'm staying pretty locked in. I'm doing a good job of not squatting away from my quads, but I'm actually keeping them involved in through the lift. And from the side angle here, keeping just a really nice and consistent bar path without just going straight down, without having a bunch of drift forward and backwards. So definitely happy to be seeing some progress on my squats and have things not feel like shit anymore. So that is going well, and I attribute a lot of that to some of what we figured out the week before as far as the issues going on through my shoulder, but then also just training my hips from a lot of different angles and stances. Over the course of the week, I pull conventional and sumo. I squat extra wide in flat shoes to a box. I squat kind of moderate here in the Olympic shoes. Hitting good mornings in a medium stance. I'm doing single leg work with the lunges, and just everything's pretty much being hit from every possible angle. So I feel really good, and now I'm now into the third week of this as I'm recording it, and everything still feels great. I'm recovering well between the sessions, and I don't know, I'm having a lot of fun. So that was pretty much it for squats. I did follow that with good mornings up to 265 pounds for a set of 8. Those should be up over 300 probably in the next week or two. And then moved on to bench, and bench is just looking and feeling really good. Hit 4 sets of 8 with 245 this week. For the most part, I've been pausing the sets, pausing the last rep of each of the sets just to get a little bit of pause work in there. Plus, I wanted to make it feel a little bit more challenging, since I still feel like I don't want to say it feels too easy, but it's feeling much more effortless than it was before. So looking forward to seeing weight move up on those. The sumo block pulls are feeling a little bit better. I still don't necessarily care for sumo, but I think I'm figuring out how to do it better as the weeks are going on. Thank you to Gus for giving me the cue of remembering to snap my quads, which you can see on this set here. I remember to actually get my legs out of the way by flexing the quads before the hips, which is something that's really counterintuitive to me, since I normally pull conventional. I don't cue my lockout that way, but you can see that doing it that way definitely speeds up the top portion of the lift and makes the locking of the hips almost automatic. So looking forward to seeing some progress on those as well, and they're feeling all right. The box squats this week moved pretty well. I don't think I was quite as stable and through the hips as I was the week prior. The right leg, you can see just a little bit of shimmy depending on the set, but I did a pretty good job of keeping that controlled the entire time. So these are going to make one more bump up to 300 pounds for 6 doubles next week before they get replaced with a high bar squat, which I'll just be doing on the safety squat bar. I feel like that hits my upper back and quads and stuff pretty similarly, and it just has always been a better feeling movement for me. So I'll be using kind of a moderate to narrow-ish stance on that once I replace the box squats with the high bar. But otherwise, those felt really good. Right into my sets of close grip at the same weight as Monday. Hit 4 sets of 8 with 245 on the closer grip, and then also finished up with some overhead press. Hit a nice PR of 175 for 8 on a strict press right after these sets, and then finished up with some reverse hypers and of course the Dimmel deads. The Dimmels I didn't end up taking past 225. I just did the last 2 sets there. I was having more of a conditioning issue than anything. It was pretty hot, and I was getting pretty smoked by the time I got to like rep 12, and they would have gotten sloppy if I pushed them a little heavier than that. So this brings us to the Saturday session. Here you can see the front squats. I was feeling a little bit sore and through the quads from the walking lunges that I did on the session before this. I was able to work up to using the safety squat bar for the lunges, but because of that, my quads were still pretty beaten up. So kept those at the 200 as prescribed, and they just moved a little bit not great and were uncomfortable. Deads, however, moved just fine. Hit 5 sets of 5 with 420 from what was actually a 2.5 inch deficit, not 3. I measured it. I measured to check. These all moved pretty well and felt all right. Glad to be up into the 4s here again, and just was tired. So that's about it. Nothing to write home on with these. I did hit a really big PR on the rack pulls with 700 for a set of 5, which felt like I had a couple reps still left in the tank, so was really excited to hit that. I did that as my first set and backed down to 2 sets at 625. Next week I'll be taking 700 for 5, maybe a few extra, and then backing down to 650 for 2 sets of 5, and then the final week of the program I'll try and take all 3 sets of 5 at 700. So as you can see, I've figured out how to drive a little bit better with the legs instead of just leaning into the hips, and in turn that made the lockout significantly easier on these, and I think was the main reason that I was able to get the extra 2 reps. So followed that with some shrugs up to 500 for a couple sets of 8, and then some incline bench, hit 225 for 13 reps on the last set. I was doing 8s before that and decided to just take it for a couple extra reps rather than trying to add a little bit of weight. So I'll go up and weight on these next week. So other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, be sure to connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and now on Snapchat. If you haven't done so already, check out the gym's website at www.savagegym.com, and you take care.